Hi folks, again this is Larry Martin's World War II in Their Own Words program. I'm talking about some of the fellows that I've known for some of them 12, 13 years. I've known this fellow about 12 years. His name is Gene. He was an Army Air Corps private, enlisted in 1939. He's 91 now. He ended up being in the Philippines when the Japanese attacked. He was in the Bataan Death March. We're talking about PTSD. I just did an interview. I did a terrible interview. When I say terrible, the wind was howling in 2005, after 5 years of asking him for an interview. Well, finally, and he kept saying, I'm writing a book, I'm writing a book, and he did write a very fine book. If anybody wants to find out about it, if you will email me, you'll see all kinds of ways to get in touch with me. I'll get in touch with you and let you know how to buy it. I make nothing off this. I don't try to. The man has been through hell. Anyway, he did another interview. Finally, I got two good interviews. I did one that covers from Pearl Harbor Day, December 7th, 1941, when he started fighting as provincial infantry with 15 minutes of infantry training in a 1903 Springfield rifle. I said, that was an old, nasty rifle, wasn't it? He looked at me, he says, it beat the hell out of a stick. It was a fine rifle. I just thought everybody had Garands. Well, they didn't have Garands early in the war. Some did, but a lot didn't. They had the 1903 Springfield, which is a fine rifle. But anyway, just to give you some idea of what he's been through, his weight probably went down to 80 pounds, 85 pounds. He was beaten, subjected to horrors we can't even contemplate. I won't go into them tonight. But I have these for sale too. Um, again, to keep history alive. Um, when I just interviewed him, just 2 months ago, he got all done talking, and his hand is normally as steady as, if I can get my hand up here. Okay, his hand would normally be, whoa, get it up here. There we go, as steady as that. When he got done talking, he was like this. 70 years this man's in what we call PTSD. I mean, I'm no doctor, but when you see a man shaking visibly and his voice is breaking from something that happened to him 67, 68, 69, 70 years ago, that's PTSD. Just want you to realize what these men went through for you. Not just me, you. I don't care if you're 25 years old or you're 95 years old. The freedoms we've enjoyed in this country, not just in this country, but around the world, were bought and purchased by a veteran somewhere. I'm a veteran of the Vietnam era. I did not go to Vietnam, but I was in the service during that time for 4 years. I have friends that were in Vietnam, and they still have a hell of a time. So in World War II, they didn't even call it PTSD, didn't know the term, but it was the same thing. They called it shell shock or battle fatigue. Hey, while I'm thinking of it, if there's anything you want me to talk about, anything you'd like to hear, if you go on the website, you'll see not all the interviews I've done, but just imagine I've got any kind of interview you can imagine. I've got 4 women, one who lived under Japanese rule in Java. I've got 3 German soldiers. I've got 4 men that were at Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941. On through the end of the war, where I've got 3 men that were at the Nuremberg trials. And that would be 1941 to 1945, or 46, the Nuremberg trials. And I've got anything in between, any kind of airman, marine, sailor, Army Air Corps, infantryman, pilot, from B-29s to the Corsair Marine fighter pilots. I've got anything you can imagine. If you want to write through the internet, let me know what you'd like me to talk about. I'm sure I've got one of anything you'd want to hear, and I'm still doing interviews now. If you get a chance to see a World War II man, they wear hats, they're very proud of their service. Thank them for their service. because some of them went through hell, and they went through hell for you and for me. This man was in the Bataan Death March, saw people bayoneted for no reason, beheaded for no reason, no military reason. Just realized that they suffered, and they're still suffering today for you and I. For you and I. Tune in again another time, folks, and I'll be talking about anything about World War II. And if you have suggestions, thoughts, suggestions, give me a write on the computer, and I'll think about some veteran that was in the situation you're describing, and I'll tell you what he said. Again, I've got about 85 of these. If you're interested in any of them, they make fine presents. People need to know this history. Thanks, folks. Good night.